All right, so here's one. Well, I've got people in my audience who are not Christian, but they are liberty minded. Some of them are libertarians. Some of them are classically conservative. Some of them are classical liberals, and they're saying, "Well, okay, wonderful. Like you share some of my views, but you and your Christianity, like you're trying.
Right.
It sounds like you're trying to bring your religion into this."
Sure.
And
Yes.
oh,
Yes, I am. Absolutely. And now
let
let's
me
talk about.
finish playing devil's advocate.
Okay. All right.
Darn
Sorry.
you. Like so so how can you functionally represent me
Right.
who's not a Christian or or maybe I'm all religious, maybe I'm not quite a full-fledged atheist, but I'm kind of all religious. Maybe like, I Carrie and I and some of the others that are watching have a friend who is openly gay who hosts a program. But he's found himself, and Carrie will know immediately who I'm talking about if she's still watching, who's found himself walking away from leftism
Right.
and finding himself far more attracted to the conservative party. How do you represent that log cabin Republican, if you will? How do you represent that
Fantastic.
person? How do you represent the conservative atheist?
Well, okay. First of all, I think we need to acknowledge, because this is one of the things that I run into quite a bit, even before, just as a city council member here in Albertville, dealing with constituents
Oh, see, he's
who
a career politician, ladies and gentlemen.
on the left, who they'll come up with something along the lines of, you don't represent everyone, will be the trite little sentiment that'll get spat out. And I always find that fascinating, because do I get to use that one? Like I'm represented by Amy Klobuchar. She's a senator in my state who goes to Washington, D.C. to represent me. What do you mean by represent?
Right.
Because if what you mean is agree with you about everything, well, then I guess anytime you're represented by somebody who is of the other party, or of the other side, then you're not being represented. But I'll say this specifically when it comes to the example you mentioned of somebody who is an atheist, or somebody who's part of the LGBT community, who, they get me and they Google some of the things I've said and they go, oh, geez, how are you representing me? And the answer is this: I'm the only one, not me specifically, but somebody like me. We are the only type that can represent you. The only type. You know why? Because our position is that you own you. Our position is that you are in charge of your life. Our position is that you cannot be compelled to affirm my beliefs, and I cannot be compelled to affirm yours. So the way that I represent you, even though we disagree about some fundamental things, about God and marriage and gender or whatever it is that under the governance that I want to bring to bear, you still get to believe those things and live your life accordingly. I'm not going to stop you from being who you are. I'm not going to demand that you affirm what I believe, but I'm simply going to prevent you and everybody else from demanding that I affirm what you believe. It's truly live and let live. That's what the left told us they wanted. They were lying. In actuality, they wanted to set up a scenario where through state compulsion, they could demand, and now corporate compulsion as well, they could demand that you affirm and celebrate everything that they believe. And if you refuse to, if you say, no, I've got my own beliefs, I want to live my life according to my own values, then they call you a bigot and a racist and a homophobe and a this and a that. And they want to punish you. They don't want you to be able to live. They want to take food off your table and watch your children starve because you disagree with them. That's the type of people that we're finding ourselves fighting against in these political battles. And so my position would be that I and those who think like me and those who stand for the values that I hold are the only types of people who can represent you regardless of the perspective that you're coming from.